Good morning, guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Wet Hot Stability Summer here at the Mint Hill Shoe Market, which, by the way, is freshly power washed. This is a highly requested household chore from you guys and from Charlie, and this weekend she rented the power washer from Lowe's, and we went to town. Look at that. We got clean grout lines over here. Up here, we couldn't get all this black stuff off. I was going at it for a while, and in the end, Mother Nature is gonna win and defeat us all. But we did a pretty good job of at least temporarily beating back the wild, relentless, unceasing tide of the elements. So today, though, we're gonna dive into the Saucony Tempus, another highly requested shoe for me to review. Might not be as highly requested as the power washing and the Mint Hill shoe steps, but I'm excited. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so you might notice in the box here, or outside of the box in the wrapping, we have a smiley face, an Amazon logo. So I said I was not going to buy the shoes. You also might be wondering why these shoes are offset. It's because even though I did the power washing, the slugs are still going ham out here. There's a massive slug somewhere up there. It was kind of freaky. But I said I was not going to buy the Saucony Tempus at full price, and oh my gosh. Disgusting. And my friend Tyler, our friend here on the channel, Tyler Ripple, he emailed me and said, dude, I saw the Saucony Tempus for under $100 on Amazon. I emailed him back and I said, that's great, but Amazon is a little sketchy for buying shoes. And I bought one other pair of shoes on Amazon, the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2, and they turned out to be okay. So I decided to give this a shot. It was, I think, $98 was the final price. The colorway looked good. He told me it had a gum sole on it, which is supposed to be, or allegedly, potentially is a little bit grippier. So I thought I'd give it a shot. So we have the Amazon Saucony Tempus in here. Let's open it up and see how it looks. So the reason why I don't want to buy this shoe full price, oh, and look, we don't even need the knife today, is because the Tempus 2 is coming out at some point this summer, and it is just an upper update. And my rule is to never buy upper updates. And look at this, 10.5 Saucony Tempus Sundown Black. Yeah, I never buy upper updates because I feel that they're kind of a scam. It's a way for brands to continue the annual treadmill product development cycle of year after year, continuously putting out new products, even when we might not need them. So instead, I go for the last version on a discount, which is why I was pushing the Saucony Tempus so long, or not Tempus, Saucony Triumph 20 for so long. Great shoe at a great price on sale. So this guy also under $100, and we should expect to see these prices continue and across more popular retails like Running Warehouse, Saucony.com, Dick's Sporting Goods as the Tempus 2 comes out. But right now it's only on Amazon, and of course with Amazon everything depends on sizes and colorways. So let's check it out. The Sundown colorway, bada boom. And man, this is a little serious. This is sultry. It almost looks like the brick here with this red. Now, this is a Saucony shoe. I have not had too much good luck with the Saucony training shoes recently, but we're gonna give this a shot. Power Run PB, and let me tell you, just pushing in the Power Run PB, so this is their racing foam, this feels a lot more similar to the Saucony Endorphin Speed 3 Power Run PB than it does to the Triumph Power Run PB. And by the way, with the whole Amazon thing, no one is going to be, there's always on the forums, this is a Saucony Tempus I bought on Amazon. Is this fake? No one is making fake Saucony Tempus shoes. I'll tell you that right now. So this is definitely legit. It looks legit. No one's faking Tempus. But what we have here in the midsole, this Power Run PB, the race foam, I was really disappointed in the Triumph 22. I don't want to rehash that. What a lot of people are telling me about the Tempus and why they liked it so much is because you do have that nice, soft, bouncy feel from the Power Run PB like we'd expect out of the Endorphin Pro or the Endorphin Speed. And then you get the stability and support from this firmer EVA cradle, this Power Run Standard. There's Power Run PB, Power Run Plus, Power Run Standard, Power Run HG. So this has the Power Run PB. That's this beaded compound here. And then this plain white, that's the standard Power Run. And you can see as I'm pushing it in, we get a little bit less feedback. So the way that this shoe is providing stability and support is through that firmer cradle. You can see the base isn't super wide, but it should lock the foot down in place. And then on the inside, we do get a little bit of a higher sidewall here, again, holding the foot in place. And then same in the midfoot here on the outside part of the shoe. So in terms of the stability shoes that I've been rocking with, liking, loving so far this summer, and let me get the bag out of the way. Oh man, look at this. That's the offender. These things are just gross, man. Anyway, these are all the shoes that I've been rocking with this summer so far. And so I was going to say I'm liking, but I didn't love this one. Puma Forever Run Nitro. This has nitro foam, and it's actually a dual foam midsole. A lot of people tell me it softens up with some more use. I wasn't blown away by it. I didn't love the geometry of it. It felt a little bit like it was holding me back. I got to put some more miles on it, though. On Cloud Runner 2, this one was actually solid. It impressed me. It's not the most cushioned shoe. It's more like a New Balance Rebel. And the stack height here, 10mm drop. It didn't ride like a 10mm drop shoe, though, which is a good thing. I didn't feel that it was putting me too much on my toes, and it had a nice little pep to it. So this is a contender for sure for a more simple, streamlined, everyday shoe with a little bit of stability. It's not as prescriptive of a stability shoe. It doesn't have as much support as some of these other ones. And then this is my favorite daily trainer right now that I've tested. It might even be going for the top spot of the year. It's just one of those shoes, surprisingly, that just works. It's the New Balance 860 V14. It has the fresh foam in here, which is not as soft as the fresh foam in the 1080 and nowhere near as firm as the fresh foam in the 880. I've been reaching for this one nearly every run where I'm not testing something. I've just been running in this. And then same thing with the Zoom Structure 25, actually. I've kind of been rotating back and forth between these for my afternoon runs. I have about almost 20 miles in this guy. This is Jakob Ingebrigtsen's daily trainer right here. And this one also has a 10mm drop. I really liked the Cushlon foam. It's got a nice little dense bounce to it. Tons of rubber, so it will last forever. And rides more like a normal daily trainer. That's what I liked about both of these two in terms of how they rode versus some of the other shoes on the market. Neither of them felt like it was giving me too much support. I think the Structure 25 has a little bit more support in it. Charlie actually tried this one on, and she said that she felt it was super comfortable locking her foot down in place. She tends to need a little bit more support in the back here, and she's actually been testing the Cloud Runner 2. She wore it today to drop Mason off at camp, so I guess that's a good endorsement of the shoe. Some days she says it's not the best for her feet. Other days she likes it. So stay tuned for an update on that one. But this guy here, it doesn't feel like a stability shoe. This rides more like a neutral shoe. This is what I was expecting the 880 to be. So this is the top contender right now. I'm excited to see how the Tempus does versus some of those other shoes. And I can tell you right now, let me take this little insole out. This has all the elements to it to be a solid daily trainer, because again, like these other shoes, it's not adding too much to it to make it a weird ride. And it's one of the first, if not the first, stability shoe to use a race day foam in it, which is the most exciting thing for me. So this came out at this point about 2 years ago. It has Saucony's older design language on it. It almost looks like the Saucony Endorphin Speed 2 with the logo here and how they've done these overlays. But it also looks like it's going to be a nice summer running shoe because of how thin this upper is. But yeah, upper is actually kind of looking like it could use a refresh at this point. The design does look a little bit outdated, but we do have a little, this is what they did on the Guide 16. I'll be testing the Guide 17 soon. It does have this little lockdown thing here. Got a little pull tab in the back. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's throw this on the scale, man. I want to see how it compares to the other shoes in terms of weight. But in my hand, I don't think it's going to be too heavy. Oh yeah, and then here we go. This is the natural rubber on the bottom. Got a little, it's not as much of a gum sole as I expected, actually. It looks a little bit more like it's been dyed tan. But yesterday, and I'm glad to see they have this pattern here, because yesterday I tested the Endorphin Elite on a 21-mile long run. It was raining out here, and I was slipping and sliding. I was like Michelle Kwan. It was crazy. So Saucony, with the texture that they put on the rubber, good. Saucony with flat pancake rubber like we had in the Endorphin Elite, not good. So it's not raining here today. It is absolute banger of an early summer morning. And look at the walkway here. Just fresh, bright, and shiny. Absolute banger I kind of want to buy a power washer now because I'm just seeing some residual stuff and I just want to blast it. But yeah, absolute banger of a day here. Hopefully we have a banger of a shoe. Saucony Tempus, baby. This is highly, highly requested. Let's throw this one on the scale. And look at this. I was about to go put it on the scale. This is what I love to see. 8. Can you see that? 8 mm offset. 8 millimeter drop or 8 millimeter offset. That means you have an 8 millimeter difference between the back and the front. One of the issues I had with the Triumph was that it was very 10 millimeter drop-ish. And 10 millimeter drop shoes, recently I've not been getting along with them. They just put me way up too much on my toes. This just looks good, man. I'm excited. Scale time, baby. All right, weighing the right shoe, Saucony Tempus. Woo! 268? That is really light. That's lighter than some race shoes. Is this a men's? Yeah, men's 10.5. Okay, for context here. Nike Zoom Structure 25. Granted, Nike is not known for making light shoes. 318.5 grams. Okay, let's keep it going. New Balance 860 V14. 308.5 grams. I'm not going to do these two. I'm going to actually pull out some other examples so we can see how light the Tempus really is. That's impressive. Hold on. All right, guys, so I pulled out 2 fast, exciting speed training shoes that are not stability shoes. So first up, we have the Boston 12 here. And look at this guy. 267.5 grams, exact same weight as the Tempus in the Boston 12. And then next up on Cloud Monster Hyper, 277.5, a $220 shoe here. And if you look at the construction of this guy, it is actually almost the exact same. It is the exact same. EVA in the heel to provide some support, and then a race day foam, a PIBA in the forefoot. And the thing is, it's looking like we get more PIBA in the Tempus than the Cloud Monster Hyper. This is on sale for $100 on Amazon. It will be going down to $100 throughout the rest of the year. Cloud Monster Hyper is $220. So is the Saucony Tempus going to be a better ride and a better value? Half the price as the Cloud Monster Hyper, same weight, more race foam. Oh baby, man, I'm getting hyped about this guy. I kind of really like this colorway. I don't often like non-white or non-bright color. I really only get bright or white. That's it. With this guy though, I kind of like it. It's mature. It shows my evolution as a person. Thank you, Tyler. Good job, Tyler. All right, guys, so with that, let's just lace these bad boys up and take them for a run. I am excited to see what the Tempus does. Oh, hold on. We got to do our QA check. If you guys saw yesterday, by the way, the Hobby Jogger hats, look at this. So these are the new Hobby Jogger hats we ordered. Not good QA. It is good QA because I caught this before I put the whole batch into production. We did a test run of 6, and they printed the embroidery right on the seams, bro. What you doing, bro? We gotta clean that up. Man. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, let's do the Saucony QA check. All right. Left shoe. Oh. Okay. All right. 287 on the left shoe. $269 on the right shoe. Is that why these are $100 on Amazon? That's okay. So I just did that whole thing about the weight and blah 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 blah. I'm looking at them. Now you tell me. Do we see anything different? Is this the heavier one? No, that was a lighter one. Okay. I don't see anything different on these 2 shoes that would make me think they were 20 grams different. But maybe that's why they got sent to Amazon for $20 or $100 deal. Yeah, $269 on the right, $287 on the left. I'm guessing that's why they got sent to Amazon, just to compare. Cloud Monster Hyper, $277 on the right, $275 on the left. I don't know. Is it just... I don't know if this is bad Saucony QA or if these got sent to Amazon because they didn't pass some sort of standard. So they're definitely not fake, because I guarantee you no one is faking these Saucony Tempus shoes, but potentially something weird going on with the QA. So hopefully that doesn't influence the ride. I don't know. This is all a great experiment. I love it. We're discovering new things about shoes every day. Let's lace them up. Boom. Hey, ballin'. So actually, one word about the weight of these. I'm not going to go and pull out a bunch of other shoes and weigh them, but if they are 290, if 290 is standard, that puts them closer to shoes like the Nova Blast and the other traditional stability shoes, which are in my size, are around 300. But at that lower weight, they're closer to Boston 12 and Cloud Monster Hyper and that type of a shoe. But let's lace these bad boys up. You hear that bang? That's Dan from Longevity, so we gotta be quick. Okay. He's going. It's going. We're gonna have a lawnmower noise in the background. So lacing up the Tempus here. Step-in feel is firm. A lot firmer than I would have thought, given the Power Run PB, but I guess that's the standard Power Run that's doing a little bit of that heavy lifting, making it firm there. So a little bit firm and structured, which we'd expect the structured part, but the firm not so much. But hey, we have to see how it runs. And I do know from experience that Power Run Power Run Standard does take some time to break in. I recently brought in the Convara Pro to the office here, and I like that shoe. It was a great shoe for the intended purpose. I love when a shoe knocks it out of the park for what it's trying to do. And this Convara Pro certainly did that. And that's a similar midsole setup to this in terms of the foams in there, but completely different implementation. So that one is more of a sandwich, or not a sandwich, but I guess an open face sandwich, where the firm Power Run is the bread. You have the plate on top of that, then the Power Run PB on top of that. This one is unique. I've never seen this because you have Power Run PB 100%. Is it 100%? No, on the top of the forefoot, and then also on the bottom of the heel. So that little switcheroo, it's like an S going on. That's completely unique. All right, we have these laced up. I really like this red color. That's pretty sweet. Let's do a little walk test. I think Dan went away. Yeah, Longevity cuts all the lawns on my street pretty much. They've cornered the market. It's crazy. I gotta get on Dan's level. But quick little walk test in the Saucony Tempus here on our newly bright and shiny walkway here, which I really wish I could power wash one more time just to get all the little residue away. But hey, sometimes it'd be like that. All right, little walk test here. All right, the foam feels a little softer on one side. I'm not going to say which side yet. If it continues, then I will. But maybe I'm just in my head about the weight in the Amazon thing. But regardless, walking felt fine. It felt standard. Didn't feel super comfortable. It wasn't uncomfortable. The heel is very supported, as we would expect. But I want to get some miles on this and see how they run. That's the thing. So plan for this run this morning. We're going to do a nice 10-mile recovery run. Yesterday we had the long run that was 21 miles with 9 miles around a marathon effort. Today is all about moving the legs. I might only do one run. We'll see. I think I want to do a harder workout tomorrow morning. So 10 miles this morning, nice and smooth. And then we got an early start today. So hit the 9 to 5 right after we do the breakdown, baby. So let's get into it. All right, 30 seconds into running in the Saucony Tempus, and I really don't want this to become another Triumph teardown video. RIP to the oomph. You lived a short and terrible life of 1 month before 95% of runners realized it was a complete fail. But this ride experience right here, 1 minute in, is what I was expecting from the Triumph. Soft but still bouncy, that classic power run PB pep with some firmness and some structure to it. It's not completely squishing down like a 1080 or a Nimbus, but it's also not as firm as the Convara Pro, as it shouldn't be, because that's a completely different shoe. So yeah, so far, nice pleasant squish, little bounce here. My legs are a little tired from yesterday's 21-mile long run, so we're just gonna take it nice and easy this morning, but so far, so good. This might be another Saucony that we end up liking. Oh, that was a cat. I can't find it. It is gonna be another absolute scorcher out here this morning. We're entering real summer territory. So I'm gonna try to stay cool. We got some shade coming up right here. Look at that canopy. And then I'll hit you in a bit with an update. But so far so good. All right, we just hit a mile in. I think this is gonna be another winner for me. The stability is definitely there. I can definitely feel it. Try not to get hit by a car. Imagine if I got taken out by a Prius. Boy, would that be a sad way to go. Yeah, stability is there. Similar to the Nike Zoom structure. I can feel it gripping my ankles pretty good, which isn't a bad thing. My left foot has been bothering me a little bit on and off for the past few weeks, so it is nice sometimes to have that, but I don't really need it. But the midsole itself, just in terms of the squish, the construction, is great. Fantastic dual foam application here. I said this last week about the 860. If you want a winner, just do dual foam. So this shoe is really meant to be a daily trainer slash faster workout shoe for runners who need stability. And I can feel a nice little pep to it as I pick up the pace a little bit. Now today is more of a recovery day, so I'm not gonna mash. Maybe I'll throw in some pace pickup here and there, but as I watch this. Yeah, on the straightaway, as I dig in a little bit, get down to that 630 range, it does come alive pretty good. It's not going flat on me like the oomph did. Imagine if I got taken out by a Highlander with a handicap sticker. Bro didn't stop at all. He said pedestrian? Nah. Pedestrian who? I'm the captain now, bro. Oh, shellback power washing. They got nothing on me, bro. Trash compared to what I can do. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Shellback Power Washing. Those guys live in my neighborhood. They would have done a much superior job to whatever it was I did on the steps. There would be no grime left. Yeah, Shellback is legit. His kids play soccer with my kids, with Mace, Mint Hill Soccer. right, grip, again, terrible. I take back everything I said. This XT900 rubber, not good. Not good. Ran it yesterday and it was not good. Today, not good. I might need to revisit the Endorphin Pro 4 because I remember that being good. I ran a marathon in the pouring rain and I wasn't slipping, so it's possible they updated the compound. But this generation, not good. So we're about to be at mile 2 here. This shoe is really fun, bouncy, stable. I feel like it's making me run a little bit faster than I would on normal recovery, but that's power on PB for you. Also, I have none of that bottoming out feeling that I get in the Triumph. Way better midsole overall than the Triumph. I think this is overall just a much better package than the Triumph. RIP, Triumph 22. Triumph, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Wonder if I could run around this whole neighborhood with my eyes closed. I must have done this loop about 200 times, maybe more. Oh, bro. The pits are out to play today. Oh no, that's a little Boston Terrier. I need my Roddy. Alright, we just hit mile 3 here. I'm liking how this midsole feels supportive but also soft. And that's the whole purpose of blending those two foams. So the midfoot has this nice firmer cradle, and then the forefoot has that power on PB. And I can feel it compressing when I land, and then that nice rebound. Similar to Saucony Endorphin Speed 3. Foam is very similar to that. I'm also getting a nice soft landing on the heel area around the back. It's overall a nice soft shoe. I actually wasn't expecting it to be this soft. So if you're looking for a soft stability shoe, this might be your ticket. It's definitely softer than the 860 V14, which I also love. That's more about the rocker. This is more about the foam. But yeah, I'm gonna cruise for a bit more. Really liking these shoes. If I have any updates, I'll get back to you with them. If not, we're just gonna cruise, enjoy another absolutely banger, beautiful, gorgeous morning out here. That was almost squirrel homicide right there. Bro saw his life flash before his eyes. Squirrels are resilient though. Near-death experience, they're just right back looking for that nut. Yeah. Sometimes I think it would be cool to have one of those RVs. Well, we do not have RV money right now, don't get it twisted, but eventually, maybe. Charlie's always talking about it. Do you have any RV owners out there? Let me know. Let me know how you like it. I just don't want to deal with the Blackwater situation. You guys know how I am with the bugs and everything. The waste matter? Nah, fam. I'm a clean boy. But in terms of the $98 from Amazon part of the shoes, and the wind is picking up a little bit here. I think that's a little bit better. But in terms of the shoes being heavily discounted from our friend Mr. Bezos. Is it Bezos or Bezos? Or Bezos, Jeffrey Bezos. Either way, they're legit. I'm assuming this is how a normal Tempus would feel. I've run in, I think, 50 plus shoes this year. By the way, someone commented on one of my videos from TRE last week and said, you don't have the product in hand. You don't know what you're talking about. You haven't run in any of the shoes. I commented back very kindly. I said, this is a video from a trade show last year. I've now run in 50 plus of these shoes. Check out the reviews. But I've run a lot of shoes this year. This is a legit shoe. There's nothing wrong with it. This is my second shoe that I bought from Amazon. So unless it's something like a Nike, a Vaporfly, or an Adidas. I've actually also seen some Brooks counterfeits, just because Brooks is such a big popular brand. But outside of Nike and Brooks, I don't think people are really counterfeiting Saucony Tempuses. Tempi. Tempus. S-E-O-M-O. E-or-M-E-S-O-S. So it would be Saucony Tempi. I don't think people are... Lap 4. No, 4. That was 8:12. We're slowing down a little bit. Losing steam. I guess that's good. It's a recovery run. We should be slowing down. But yeah, these are fine. I would say go ahead and buy discounted shoes on Amazon. If it's not a super popular shoe like a Nike. And in terms of the weight difference, I'm not feeling it too much at this point, but we'll see. Keep you updated. All right, guys, cliche cul-de-sac right here. Shout out to the straight pipes doing this little corner. And the shoes are great for cornering. I think because of that softness, it doesn't do that thing some shoes do, especially the plated shoe I was in yesterday, the Endorphin Elite, where it almost ties your foot to the ground. And then as you twist, you want a little bit of that lateral movement of the foam to twist around a corner. And firmer shoes or plated shoes won't let you do that. So then your ankle takes the penalty. This shoe, because the foam is softer, it has a little bit more of a nimble feel to it through the back, where it can squish a little bit and have a touch of that lateral movement while still having that firmness from that EVA, that Power Run cradle. Ethylene vinyl acetate. EVA. Shout out EVA, putting in the work for 5 decades now, man. That's fire. If I could have a career as long and impactful as EVA, we'll be in business, baby. So yeah, we're about halfway through. Nothing really too much has changed about the shoes since the update. Still soft, still comfy, still bouncy. We'll just have to see how they do with hour plus on feet. So I'll do another update once we get a few more miles in. See you in a bit. I don't do this very often, but we're gonna have to double back here. It was a blue heron putting in the work down at the creek. Shout out to Irwin's Creek. Look at this. Oh, I think we might have scared it, but just down there. Times like this where I wish I had the bigger camera so we could really get a look at that majestic creature. The great blue heron in the suburbs of the Carolina Piedmont stalks its prey. It ponders life beyond Irwin's Creek while knowing it must be tied to its home. He ambles off down the creek and ventures forth to get on with his day. Great blue heron, majestic, calm, and peaceful. How's my David Attenborough impression? I gotta work on that. Man, my man Obama also had a nature show on Netflix. Shout out to that one. That is like one of the 2 things we let our kids watch. Nature shows or Wake County Public Library. You guys gotta get on that Wake County Public Library story time if you aren't hip to it yet. It's great for kids. All right, guys. Back home on the shiny new steps. Nice 10-mile recovery run. 8:05 pace, 1 hour, 21 minutes, 43 seconds. In the Saucony Tempus, what should have been the Triumph 22. I don't know if it's what should have been the Triumph 22. It's a different shoe, but this is a good shoe. I was going to use the GR word, but we can't use the GR word yet. It's a good shoe. I wouldn't put it in my favorites category, but it's a good shoe. Let's pop it off and talk a little bit about why. And man, now that I did this power washing, I can't stop seeing all the places that could have been better. The thing is, it could always be better. But yeah, that black stuff there, that grout on the second row, that was just not coming off. Yeah, these 10-mile recovery runs, if you're trying to build higher mileage and you can start working in an hour long to hour 20, hour 30 the day after your long run days, that's going to build some serious fitness. And our guy Dan is out here putting in work on the weed whacker, so might need to go elsewhere to do this breakdown. He was coming on Tuesdays for a while. Now he's coming on Mondays. I don't know. He just shows up. I don't know when he's gonna show up. Tempus down. But yeah, we can pop around to the back. I don't think he's gonna whack any weeds out there. Alright guys, the neighbors were on that side and Dan is going ham in the front with the weed whacker. So I'm out here in the grass like a garden gnome next to Charlie's Raids beds and everything. The daffodils or whatever those are absolutely popping, but we got 10 miles in the Saucony Tempus here, and this is a good shoe. It's a good shoe. Look at this Power Run PB. It's soft, it's bouncy. I get a nice little bit of snap off the forefoot here. It's not super rocker, but it does have a little nice roll that pops me right along. And unlike shoes like the Endorphin Elite or even Skyward X, it's not super aggressive where it's putting me right up on my toes, but just aggressive enough so that it makes a nice smooth transition forward and bounces me or pops me right along. And then the back, what they've done with this dual foam, so this firmer EVA here, cradling the foot, is beautiful. It's great. Another great implementation of dual foam. Saucony doesn't miss with dual foam. It's really hard for brands to miss with dual foam. And this is another banger of a daily trainer that I think a lot of people out there who are seeking that soft everyday running experience are gonna like. Now, this is a very soft shoe. So that's the thing that I wanted to drive home here in the wrap up. Even softer than something like the New Balance 880 with the fresh foam, might even be softer than the 1080. And I'm getting chewed by mosquitoes out here, and I do hear Dan coming, but even softer than the 1080. It is a soft shoe similar to Saucony Endorphin Speed 3, which might be a nice option if you are looking for a soft but stable shoe for some faster running, for some marathon training. And the thing is, even though this is a soft shoe, I put in 10 miles about an hour and 20 minutes, and I was not feeling like the foam was bottoming out at all towards the end of the run. So this is a shoe that's gonna be supportive enough for longer runs. I think it's a questionable one for bigger runners. You might want to look at the Convara Pro if you have an issue with bottoming out over longer runs. And I will do a head-to-head between this and the Convara Pro. I'll do a head-to-head between this and the Triumph. Man, I'm getting smoked back here by the mosquitoes, so we're gonna make it quick. But yeah, I'll make sure to do head-to-heads between this and all of the relevant Saucony shoes, but it's soft, it's bouncy, it's fun, it's stable. It's a really nice product, and I think if you're looking for that planted feel with a little bit more fun to it, this is a great choice. Now, up against something like the 860, which is my current favorite of the stability category, I'm gonna have to do a head-to-head between those as well, but that has more of a rolling, structured feel to it, similar to the Shift 3. This is more of that bouncy, poppy, soft feeling. So if you want that roll, I would go 860. Same thing with Convara Pro. That's firmer than the 860, but more of a roll. This is more of a bounce here. The heel on this is also a lot softer than either the Convara Pro or the 860. Then we're thinking comparing this to the Nike Zoom Structure 25, another great stability shoe you can find for under $100. That one is a little bit more of that slanted 10mm drop feeling, puts you on your toes a tiny bit more. I could also feel a little bit of the air unit up in the forefoot. I'll have to do a head-to-head maybe between those two, but for now, I think most runners will probably enjoy the feeling of this a little bit more just because of the softness and the bounciness. Zoom Structure has a little bit more of that traditional workhorse style feeling where you can feel that rubber grip in the ground. You can feel a little bit more of the ground coming through the rubber. This, I did not get a lot of ground feel, but a ton of impact absorption from the Saucony Power MPB. Now, downside here, other than the softness, if you're not a fan of soft shoes, is the rubber coverage. Not the coverage, it's covered great. It's just the rubber compound itself, absolutely horrible. Saucony needs to clean up the rubber that they have on these shoes. And I guess they have, because the Endorphin Pro 4 was a solid shoe. This guy is just, man, this and the Endorphin Elite, any of these older generation of Saucony shoes, not great when it comes to rubber. So hopefully that gets changed and rolled out across all the upcoming Saucony shoes. But for now, everything else was good. Oh, upper was fantastic. I didn't have any of that weird rubbing. This is actually wherever they have this overlay here. That's usually the spot where I get a lot of rubbing. You can see me just itching myself out here as we continue to get chewed. But that's where I tend to get a lot of rubbing in these Saucony shoes right here. That did not happen today. So I do think they widened out the toe box just a touch compared to the Endorphin shoes. So that's a plus. Nice fit, nice and breathable for the summer. It's probably almost, let's see, yeah, 72, but probably feels like closer to 80, and my foot was nice and ventilated in this guy. So overall, great, soft, stable, bouncy pick if that's what you're looking for. I will do more testing head-to-head with Guide 17. That's going to be coming in the office soon. Convara Pro, Triumph 860. Let me know what else you want to see this compared to. I'm looking forward to getting some more miles in the shoe. For me, I think this will slot in exactly how we used it today. A nice recovery shoe when I want that soft feel, but also a little bit more bounce. I think if you're running a little bit slower than I am, so 9-minute everyday miles and your recovery runs are maybe around the 10-minute pace and you're doing faster workouts at 7 or 8, this might be a nice workout shoe for you. But overall, solid shoe. I'll throw some faster pace in it next time we run. Good option. And in terms of the Amazon-ness of it all, $98, there's nothing wrong with it. It did have that weird weight discrepancy, but hey, $275 Hoka Cielo X1, that had about 10 to 15 grams difference between those two shoes as well. It was actually about the same, a little bit lighter than this, but I think it was like 258 and 270 across those two shoes. So I'm not going to blame Saucony or Amazon or the seller for it. It could just be a discrepancy. Could also be why this got passed along to Amazon. I don't think so, but it's possible. But I really have no serious complaints about this shoe. Thank you for keeping on recommending it to me. That's not the right way to say it. Thank you for recommending that I test it, because I enjoyed it and now I can share the good word. This is another good Saucony shoe. They've had some hits, they've had some misses. I can safely say they're no longer my favorite brand, but I can also safely say not every single shoe in that lineup is a dud. We just gotta sort through some of the filler to get to the good stuff. You separate the wheat from the chaff, the filler from the bangers. This is another banger. I'm looking forward to putting it on the Supwell certified list. Once we get some more miles in it and some walking in it, I do think it'll be a nice walking shoe as well. With that, guys, I appreciate you watching, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, so the one more thing today is, look at this, Crocs. So this is our newest sponsor for the channel. Big shout out to Crocs. I told you guys I will never highlight a product or get paid to highlight a product that I do not personally enjoy, use, or is not aligned with the mission and vision and brand that we are building here. And Crocs is most certainly aligned. This is a family company. It's not a family owned company. I think they're a big company, but they have great products for families, and my kids have multiple pairs of these things. So they sent me some stuff, some recovery slides. It also seems like they might have sent a few other things in here, so let us take a look. Bang, bang, and bang. We're balling out of control here. All right, men's 11 on these guys. And look at that, there's a little tab here. Now this color, my only regret, because they asked me, oh, look at that. Look at that squish. That feels like a Hoka Mach 6 Supercritical EVA or a Gel Nimbus FF Blast Plus or a New Balance 1080. So, all right. They got me these. This is a, what is this? women's 10. These are for Charlie. And then these are also for Charlie. So Charlie got 2 pairs. That's fire. Shout out Charlie. She's going to be putting in the work in the slides. And I got 1. All right. Little 1 foot slip-in test. And we are going to do some free feet because I don't even have socks on. But, oh, man. Yeah, so the Aura Lux are comfy. I think the Aura Lux have a little bit more of a rocker, but this has more of a squish to it. And here's the thing. Look at this. It's got the texture. It's like a massage for your feet. So my only regret is I got these in a size 11. I probably could have gone size 10, size down half a size. A little walk test here. Yeah, buddy. That'll do the trick. That is comfy for sure. Yeah, a little bit more of a squish versus the rock for the Hokas. But I'm excited, man. Shout out Crocs. First ever sponsor of the Supwell channel, baby. Let's go. Putting in that work. Crocs. I will put my link below, by the way. They have a bunch of promos and stuff. I'll put them all below. If you're going to buy Crocs for your kids, I can't fully endorse the recovery slides yet, but they look sick. They feel good stepping in. But if you're going to buy Crocs for your kids, or you know what Crocs are. If you're going to buy Crocs, use my link. Help support the channel. And shout out to Crocs for being first ever sponsor of Supwell Running Channel, baby. Let's go.